Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Jensen, and I am going to talk today about how to get a job with Google. So what I ended up having to do was just go in onto any Google search, and I typed in Google Careers. There were a few suggestions generally before telling you how to get a job, but they weren't necessarily pertaining to Google. So I looked for how we hire Google Careers. Upon clicking this, I was brought to a page that said how we hire, which I thought the layout was quite easy, but this also gave you an option to search for jobs. Google states there is no one kind of Googler, so we're always looking for people who can bring new perspectives and life experiences to our teams, which I thought was kind of neat because they do offer such a wide range of different jobs, ranging from facilities management to high security professionals to business and accounting. This is just a snapshot of the directions here, just showing you that when I did put in how to get a job at Google, it showed up with a video. And then again, the tip to the actual career page for Google. And this was, again, another photo of at the beginning of their website that said how we hire. Again, stating that, quote, there is no one kind of Googler, so we're always looking for people who can bring new perspectives and life experiences to our teams. If you're looking for a place that values your curiosity, passion, and desire to learn, if you're seeking colleagues who are big thinkers and eager to take on fresh challenges as a team, then you are a future Googler. So you must be thinking, how do you search for a job? The searching the website is actually quite easy. There was a search bar that I typed in security, and it brought me to a screen of jobs that were throughout the world as well as the U.S. The Google Job Search also gave me options for locations. Since we are in Maine, we don't have much of an option other than Cambridge outside of Boston, New York City for security. Thus, would be most likely to assume that you would be relocating unless it was approved for you to be at home remotely. A lot of places at Google, from rumors I've been told, they are lifers. They are there constantly. So be prepared that no matter what position you get, if it's in IT or security or even business and accounting, that you might actually be there more often than you will be at home. So becoming a Googler took 3 steps. The first thing was for me to search for a job. I applied. Checked out these tips before you apply is the first thing that they have you do. And in the tips, I'll proceed in a moment here to that just to give you a little bit of insight. The other thing is doing an interview. Some places will have you on Google Hangouts, or depending on where you're located, you might actually have an opportunity to step inside one of their on-site divisions. And then from there, it moves on to the senior leader and find out what happens next. So when you apply, there are 2 options. The first one is getting, there are 2 options getting started. Find your match, job search using keywords and locations. So I just Googled security and I pulled up, I would have to say probably a good 150 different jobs, whether they were IT related or whether it was actual security. And then the other option was focusing on your resume, which I thought was kind of a neat idea because I never really thought of a application but have it more resume focused versus than the application itself. So focusing on your resume is to highlight your achievements, your certifications, previous projects, and outcomes. However, using this, I recommend the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. It will help a recruiter find you because they're going to be looking in at keywords such as security professional or what type of degree that you would have, where your certification levels are, do you have your CCNA, etc. This is just a broad view of what to expect when you're on their page. Again, you can see the two options when you get started are to find your match and to focus on your resume. Just a reminder, your application, resume, and cover letters are read by people. They're actually not bots. They're not robots that are just looking at keywords. They are reviewed for potential as well as how educated you are for the role that you're applying for. These can be recruiters or heads of the department. If these people find you a fit on their team, they will contact you to schedule a screening call. During the interview process, Google will most likely set up 2 different interviews depending on where you are living. Those options are either phone or hangout interviews or on-site. The phone or hangout interview, depending on your job, you'll be given a code and expect to fix it on the spot as best as you can during a short time frame. Generally, this is between 30 and 60 minutes. So it's a good idea to brush up on your skills to ensure you are at your best and you are prepared for anything that they throw at you. Preparing for an interview can be nerve-wracking as there is uncertainty on what they are going to be looking for. They will state the obvious question as, why do you want this job? What rate of pay would you like to see yourself at? But also, the big thing is to make sure that you have questions for the interviewer as well. Can you take me on a day-to-day basis of what I would be expected to do? Some recruiters will email you some guidelines. While this isn't going to always be the case for every position, it is good practice to ensure you have a good grasp on the position you are going for and what it entails. Lots of questions will require clarification, so record yourself before to improve and practice. So we come back to the third option here, which is to decide. After your interviews, some committees that you show potential in will meet. They will provide feedback with each other and make sure that you are the right fit. If the committee approves, you will have your resume passed on to a senior leader for review. And if the senior leader approves it, you will go in for a final review and you will be offered a position and given an offer based on your knowledge and experience. I just wanted to add in here that at Google, they are equal opportunity, which I thought was kind of nice because, you know, they do a lot for a lot of the other organizations out there in the world. And then I came across internships, which I thought would be a great way to get yourself out there. Google loves shaping students to a brighter future with them, as they have several divisions from engineering and technology to business and accounting. Their website also helps you build your resume, prepare for technical roles with basic skills for programmers, and sharpen skills for those who have already had a foundation. So the biggest thing when you go into your interview is, how am I going to do this? I am nervous. Your palms are sweaty. You're ready to go. You have not a clue what they're going to throw at you. So before you do, make sure you brush up on your skills. Practice interviewing with someone. Having an extra person to critique you and provide feedback is a great way to give back some constructive criticism. Make sure you're sitting up straight. Get plenty of sleep. Dress professionally. Even wear your best on video calls. We've seen some of those videos where they're just in a shirt and tie and boxers. Some people have actually gotten caught doing that. So maybe it might be a good idea to just make sure you wear your best. The next thing is to practice interview etiquette. Are you more of a ma'am or sir kind of person? Is that how you answer your questions to people? Or is it something that you are going to just be in a relaxed atmosphere? It depends on your vibe. With Google, I would tend to think that this is a little bit more structured. And given the fact that you have to, in certain interviews, have a moment to create code and to fix it, you need to make sure that you are ready to go and be relatively structured yourself. The next thing is always have a set of questions for the interviewer that pertain to your position and for the company that you will be applying for. And the biggest thing that I can express the most is to be confident. When you walk into a job or you answer a phone call, you know, you're nervous, but you don't want to give that vibe that you are. Being confident and walking in there saying, I can do this, is going to sell more of an attitude to somebody than saying, I can't do this, I'm nervous about this. But, you know, sometimes you got to have a little bit of both, I guess. My personal thing is if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you up front that I don't know about it, but I'm willing to learn. If you show that confidence, you show that initiative, most employers will take you on despite the fact if your certifications are not up to par. And that is how you get a job at Google. Included in here are my citations and also links to the actual websites that I did end up visiting. And thank you very much. Hope you all had a great day. Take care.